Hopeless Fan Podcast. It's Scotty. It's Zack. It's not Shelby yet.
I thought I was going to be the host when Shelby's gone.
For Monday, January 11th, it's whoever
Nice.
jumps on it first. So
Okay, yeah. I'm Scotty. I'm
it's-
fucking sick.
yeah, you are Scotty.
I'm sick. I'm not feeling ill. You know, I'm just like hella fucking like sick as fuck, dude.
I'm not feeling ill. I'm feeling sick. I got the bubble guts. Scotty's got something else going on. It's probably not Rona, so we won't think about it too much. Don't think about it too much. So we had a pretty crazy weekend, I would say.
Yeah.
For those
not
of
crazy
you
good.
Right. Well, for those of you who know, Scotty, he came all the way down from his high tower in Columbus and finally visited us lowly surfs here in Southwest Ohio. We went to La Sportsbook in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. The line was insane, so we didn't actually go to the Sportsbook. We just went to the casino side where they have sports betting machines. But we did have a clutch lounge. Now, if only we had clutch picks to go with the clutch lounge, it would have been great. But we kind of got hammered. There was a lot of spread drama, a lot of over-under drama in certain situations. But yeah, it was all in all. It was a great time with the boys. This was Saturday. Sunday, we were back at the crib with a great first game. Ravens end up being victorious, which we will get into with our wild card review. Scotty, what would you like to cover a la Sportsbook in that whole experience?
Well, yeah, the Sportsbook was fun, dude. I like that we had that little lounge. Like, we had almost like we were in some VIP section booth. So we, for the purposes of not being around like the 1,000 people that were there, it was nice to be distanced a little bit in that regard. And, that was fun. But like I said, if you guys listened to Boardwalk last week, you'll know that we just were fucking ice cold. And you're like, oh, well, that's happened to us before, specifically when I've come down. And I'm like, oh, well, that can't happen again. We're smart guys. We're having good Boardwalk weeks. There's no way we don't at least, either win a week of Boardwalk or break even historically. And then the playoffs hit. I'm literally 0-5-1. Shelby wins just one, and Zack, I don't know. I mean, you may have won two or something, but
it
was brutal.
And we'll get into Boardwalk a little bit more once Shelby gets here, because it was it's Boardwalk conclusion for the season. So we'll get into that. But we got hammered. I was lucky to only end up being down 2 units.
Yeah.
In all. And then lost a 20 spot at the roulette table. But I think it's more the experience, right? That's what you have to tell yourself when you lose. You're paying for the experience.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun time. I'm not gonna lie about that. It was a good time. You wake up, the sun will rise the next morning. Mm-hmm. That's just bad beats are justifiable, and it is what it is. But it's fun seeing all the admirers of the Hopeless Fan Podcast come and find us at the Sportsbook. That was a good time.
Right. Shouts out to Cody.
Shouts out to Cody.
Poor fella sold points on the Seahawks game. -6, tough beat.
That was a tough beat.
And with that, we'll go into just the outcome of said games. With the first one being Bills Colts. Scotty, your thoughts on that game, just in a non-betting, just sports reaction.
Yeah. So obviously, the result of that game makes me kind of feel like Doug Peterson getting fired in Philly is. It kind of goes hand in hand, not because the Colts won, but it's because we're not giving enough credit to Frank Reich for that Super Bowl victory that the Eagles had. As soon as he leaves, sure. I think the Colts are in the playoffs and played really well. They actually could have won, and Bills are a really good team. I think the next team, there's going to be a team in the playoffs that the Bills play and they absolutely destroy. And I don't know if it's next week against the who is it?
Be the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens. Maybe it's then. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know. But
maybe she's born with it.
Maybe she's born with it. But yeah, no, I liked. I think, unfortunately, you know, I don't have a lot more opinions because of the spread drama that we had. I can't believe the Bills will let the Colts score 2 more times, and like when you know the Colts absolutely needed it, they just marched right down the fucking field. So
yeah, it was the Bills definitely look beatable, but as a Ravens fan, setting aside my own week by week pessimism that I have, is it Bills just looked that poor because they had to shake off the getting that first playoff win. But then you could say the same. We'll get to it later. That you could say the same thing about the Browns. They obviously didn't have to, shake that monkey off their back. They just went right into it. So are the Bills starting to? Or did they peak too early? They
2018 draft class for QBs looking nice right now. 3 out of the 5 first round QBs got a win this weekend, and all of them, ironically, was their first wins. So I think all of them getting over that hump is kind of important because I mean, as a Ravens fan, you saw wins in the regular season, and it would have happened to the same thing would have happened to Josh Allen had he lost against the Colts. Wins in the regular season mean nothing if you flake in the playoffs. And
exactly.
For what it's worth, if we're talking about the first game, and if we want to talk about the Titans game, kind of in regard to that, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson they both didn't look like they both looked good. They didn't look like they were shells of their regular season selves. It looked like it was business as usual for the most part, even though the games were semi-close.
Right.
It made you feel confident if you're a fan of either of those teams going into the next week against each other, nonetheless. So
right, all right. So probably what was the most awful, boring piece of shit game on the slate was the afternoon game for Saturday. The Seahawks laying a fucking egg, metaphorically speaking, not score-wise, against the Rams. The only bright spot there for me, over 41.5. But, that was terrible. I mean, you left to go find other means of entertainment within the casino.
And I did, and then I lost
watching a playoff game. Well, you know what? That's fine. At least I was sitting there, felt like I was dying just a slow death.
Yeah.
It was awful. And all I had on the game was the spread for a single unit, and it hit. The bet hit, but it was just fucking awful, boring. You were hoping to see Russ cook, and he absolutely did not.
Yeah, no, not even a little bit. And it's sad because I had the Seahawks in futures. I picked the Seahawks last week on the our playoff picks to go to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. I thought that would have been a good. I thought that would be.
Whoops.
Yeah, and everyone knows my affiliation and love for Russell Wilson. I don't know if they're just, Pete Carroll came out and said today that they need to run the ball more. No fucking shit, Chief. I don't know what it is. How the Seahawks can be so good. Russell Wilson is in MVP form and conversation, almost like the runaway after 8 weeks, and then completely just loses to the Rams and a backup quarterback and a quarterback with no thumb. I don't understand the analysis on that, but by the time we got to halftime of the next game, we couldn't even see Taylor Heineke. We didn't stick around, I should say, for Heineke to get his Trevor Siemian moment. We decided to leave and say fuck it all. So
yeah, that's how terrible the Seahawks Rams game was. Is that the fucking drudge that it was spilled over into. We were just so exhausted that we couldn't even watch, a 43-year-old Tom Brady get another playoff win against a pretty good defense and a quarterback that came out and just laid his nuts on the table. And it was really special watching him do what he was doing against a Buccaneers defense that's arguably one of the best in the league.
People say that, but they get exposed.
They do.
Like, they have really good weeks, but then other weeks they just get exposed without any criticism.
Yeah, you see they got swept by the Saints, but they also half of Aaron Rodgers' picks this year was against them. So, but anyways, moving on into Sunday, we don't need to talk about it too much, but I would like to just take my moment real quick. Just imagine me wearing a pair of aviators and smoking a gigantic stogie.
Matt Jones.
The Ravens, my boys, Ravens flock. They got the W. They got the monkey off their back. They exercised their demons, stomped on the logo, got their revenge against the Tennessee Titans. I thought once it was 10-0, I thought we were done for. Then Lamar, he comes out and he has his huge run, ties it up 10-10, taking all that momentum into halftime, coming back out and just shutting it down. Holding Derrick, if you had told me that we would hold Derrick Henry to under 50 yards, I would have told you to go fuck yourself with your own dick, because that guy was on my fantasy team all season, and he was the only reason I ever got any wins. So
not only that, not a single Titans running play resulted in a first down, not one.
Yeah,
in the entire game. So
crazy.
There it is, Zach. You can have it. You can have that. I'm sure that felt good.
First playoff win since 2014. Does feel pretty good.
Yeah. You get that monkey off your chest, especially as revenge last year.
Yeah. And earlier this year.
And you got to stomp on their logo, which is pretty cool. I kind of fucked with that. I like that disrespect. But I'm not going to lie, I had the Titans to win, just because, I think the Ravens were the only favorite to cover this whole weekend.
Yeah. And it's odd because they were the 5 seed on the road against the 4 seed.
Exactly.
And they were favored to open up at 4, I think closed 3.5.
Strange that they were favored. That should have been.
Yeah.
And what did I tell you after that game, and we watched that fucking shitty Bears game in the second game, the second game of the day in the afternoon. What I tell you, I said, if this weekend told us anything, it's the Browns tonight.
Right.
And
jumping into that afternoon game, the only thing that saved it from being just as bad as the Rams game was the last second touchdown by Jimmy Graham at the end to cover
spread drama.
The alternate spread that you took. Yeah.
Yeah. I lost it.
Jimmy Graham getting the touchdown and then immediately walking into the tunnel.
Yeah. That was great. And they didn't even get to go for 2 because it was the last game of the day. So, the people who had plus 10.5, there's, TikToks all over the internet of them just, going nuts because the Bears weren't able to run a play after that for the 2-point conversion because,
they could have if they wanted to, but you don't have to. That's the
really?
thing. They give them the option. That's what Shelby said. They just instituted the rule that they don't have you don't have to take after the. He said it was after the Minneapolis Miracle. You do not have to take a meaningless extra point if the team chooses not to, and that's why you saw Jimmy Graham go straight into the locker room because they were just like, we're not. It's impossible for us to win. The game is over. This is the end of regulation. We can't tie it with the 2, so we're gone.
Gotcha. And what a catch that was too. With 3 seconds left, a one-hander catch to cover. I lost it because I had the under 54, which didn't hit by a fucking mile in the Browns Steelers games. But hey, you know what, Zach? Yesterday, you got your Ravens wins. You got your Ravens win. You got your Browns win because they beat the Steelers. That's always a dub. The whole internet trolled Big Ben. Your new Avi on Twitter is Big Ben crying. He might be done. Mike Pouncey might be done. And this, you know what? Tonight you get to turn it all around and watch, the Ohio State Buckeyes in the national championship. What do you think? Yeah.
The one thing that I will say about the Cleveland Browns win is I was happy to see the Steelers lose in such amazing fashion. If the game was going to be close, I would have hoped for the Steelers to win. If it was going to be close, but the blowout feels good. Plus, Ravens now do not have to play the Chiefs in the divisional round. I think we have a better matchup with the Bills. I think the Colts showed us. We beat the Colts. Colts played the Bills close.
Yeah,
we beat the Bills last year. I think we just have. But nobody wants to play Kansas City until you have to. So that's all I'll say about that. Congratulations to Nathan, longtime Browns fan. His first playoff victory that he's gotten to see his whole life. I know they won a game in '95, but he was 6 months old. So
Shelby's the only one now, huh? Shelby with the Bengals. That's gotta hurt.
Yep. And then on to the national championship tonight. This morning, as much as you guys give me shit for emotionally hedging, I moneylined Ohio State for tonight. they're at 8.5 now. It moved to 8.5.
I love Ohio State.
I didn't even want to bother with the spread. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's money line the boys. Let's ride.
You got a unit on it?
Yeah. No, a unit and a half.
Nice.
So,
nice.
So yeah. Over doubling the money. It'll be nice if they do it, but honestly, if we can get national championship number 9, it would mean a lot, especially in a year if we beat Clemson and one of the best Alabama teams I've ever seen, and they've been good basically my entire early young adult.
What's
life.
it going to take? What's it going to take tonight?
Mac Jones has to have a bad game. If he comes out firing on all cylinders, they're going to end up. The over's going to hit. If he shows up, the over's going to hit because I think. I don't see. In my prediction, I don't see Justin Fields making a ton of mistakes tonight, and that means he'll probably throw like 6 picks, and we'll see the backup come in when they're down by like 40 points. But who is
OSU's backup?
It's a white kid. I don't remember his name.
Oh, bet. Hey, okay. Here's another question: is Justin Fields healed from his rib injury last week?
I guess we'll see. We will see. And now Dad's here. He's home to get us back on track and make us sound like we know what we're talking about. Shelby, anything you'd like to say on the stuff we already covered vis-a-vis the book and sports bets and playoff victories for certain teams?
Well, Arctic, Glacier, however many synonyms you can have for cold, that's about where I'm at. But just goes to show you, bet the underdog.
Maybe only in the playoffs because it's every week in Boardwalk, like we were saying, like I was telling Zach, if we lost, we went 2-3-1. We had a pretty good track record of going 50-50, if not being over 500. So I was like, you know what, Boardwalk picks. I'm keeping it consistent with my actual bets, and it's the first week of the year. I go 0-5-1. So, I think Shelby, you won a game, right?
Yeah, Cleveland. I was 0-5, and then Cleveland.
Oh,
plus
sweet.
6. So,
sweet.
Yeah. Take the dog. Although I liked Pittsburgh, and I liked Pittsburgh in that game, just because you can't handicap for a first snap into the end zone for a touchdown, and then Big Ben to throw 4 picks and 3 of them got tipped and what have you. But just a weird game. But yeah, it just shows you won't go broke betting underdogs most of the time.
Shelby, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
Real quick, Scotty. Remember that? So Scotty and I were in line before the Bills game, and because Barstool is now in Lawrenceburg, we were going to bet the Hanson, which was the amount of points scored in all 6 games, in all 6 games combined, and we both said we love the under, and the total for all 6 games combined was 308.5 points, and last night. It needed to have 84 points to hit the over. And it hit on James Conner's 2-point conversion catch. Garbage time.
Shut
with
the
like
fuck up.
1 minute left. It ended at 3:09.
Oh God.
So the break Scotty and I dodged.
Silver lining.
Yeah, because Scotty and I were both like, the night before, we're like, well, let's put 50 on it. I was like, I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then how great last night we would have felt knowing all the Browns and Steelers do have to be under 84.
Right.
And they got 85.
Yeah. And then God, I could just see me like just looking back on all the games from the day before. Like if Jimmy Graham doesn't catch a one-hander, if fucking
everything.
Everything. Anyway, tonight's game.
Tonight's game, I love Ohio State's spread. So probably Bama's gonna kill him. Bama's gonna murder.
Yeah, we love the underdogs, and we were like, okay, we'll follow the trend finally. And then this is a night where like it's all chalk. Like it's like here's Alabama just going off for 50.
Yeah, is Waddle playing?
I haven't seen it all.
Okay, we'll find out at kickoff.
I haven't looked at shit today. It's been a hellhole.
Today's been awful.
But my favorite dog of the week. My 2 favorite dogs of the week last week or this weekend.
Not these 2.
No, God no. They're so far down on my power rankings of dogs I've met. It's not even fair. My 2 favorite dogs this week were Tennessee and Chicago. Only 2 that didn't cover. So if you think you know something, you don't. But yeah, I like Ohio State. but I have positioned myself to win something tonight, no matter what. Alabama plus 150 to win the championship. So I have a money line for plus 150, and then Ohio State plus 8 from the Sportsbook. I sold points on. Yeah. So I would love Ohio State to lose by a tutty. And if the Browns and Ohio State win as underdogs back-to-back weeks, this just ain't my month.
Yeah. And Alabama, by the way, Jalen Waddle, there's all these clips of him getting loose, and he's likely to, it was reported 4 hours ago, he's likely to play. His family in Alabama will meet before the game to make the final decision. So, saddle up.
Say his family?
His family, yeah, I guess to make a family decision because he's going in the draft and they don't want him to get injured right before.
He looks like he might be limping.
Looks like he's limping.
I know, didn't it? Didn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, if you're listening, Scotty sent a video of him running.
I did.
With no pads on, and it did not. He didn't look
at the end of it, like when he was catching himself, it looked like he was limping. But he looks kind of like he's revved up to go.
Even his presence is something.
Right. Well, who's that dude who he played for Georgia, didn't he? I thought he played for Alabama. That dude is like 6'11",
Pickens,
but wide receiver for Georgia. You remember? He was
on that game who went off against UC. He looked like he was 9 feet tall.
Right.
Like they were trying to tackle Shrek.
Oh, Isaiah McKenzie.
Shut up. What was I gonna say?
I don't know, but you know what? I'm really scared for tonight. Can somebody just give me some encouraging words?
I like the under.
The Browns did it.
You like the under? Okay.
I do like the under.
I thought we were on the over.
I'm on spread. I don't care.
We're gonna get fucked somehow.
Yeah.
The Browns. This is Ohio's 24 hours, right?
God.
Let's think about it like that. 28 hours.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Scotty. What were you saying?
Well, no, our boy wanted some words of encouragement, and I'm saying he's not a Browns fan. His Ravens won yesterday, but now he can get behind all of those Browns fans who are flipping the switch for Ohio State.
It's impossible for me to have that good of a 4-week spread, right?
I've never had that.
As a fan?
I've never had a 16-hour spread. Like the Bengals will clinch the division and then
the Reds will get beat historically 21-3 or something.
No, it's like for me it's the Bengals win the division and then Andy Dalton breaks his thumb It's so I can't even put. That's why I can't.
Like
give
the Bengals aren't.
I got something.
Yeah, the Bengals aren't gonna make the playoffs, but Joe Burrow's on pace to break the rookie record and then tears every ligament in his leg.
But did you see his video? Drives a Porsche, baller move, and then Ohio moved to wear shorts in January.
Yeah,
exposing that knee, which he's walking on just fine.
I saw that Skyline tweet.
Good for him.
Is that what you got it from? That Skyline. Wearing shorts in Ohio is the biggest. Yeah, it's
such
the biggest
a January move. I was gonna say, did you see Kareem Hunt? Everyone on the Browns was making fun of Juju after that game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then Kareem Hunt said next week is personal at Kansas City.
Why?
He used to play there.
Oh yeah.
And you know what I love is someone was just like, oh, I don't really think this angle gets talked about the team that gave up on Kareem Hunt. And they're like, what? What do you mean he kicked a woman in the face on video? What do you mean they gave up on him?
Yeah,
it's personal that you guys kicked me off the team for being a piece of shit.
I completely agree with that. It's it's like if Aaron Hernandez came back and played for the Jets. And it's
this time it's personal.
Yeah, came back from the dead. But then Chase Claypool also said, tough loss, but the Browns are getting clapped against the Chiefs. So I don't know what to think.
They are.
Kareem Hunt revenge game. Any other revenge games I need to know about now to get this out of the way?
Rams.
Is there a Colquitt in there that might play?
Yeah, like a Rams Packers type situation maybe.
Why is that a revenge game?
I don't know. I was just trying to think if there's any former players.
Yeah, let's look at the slate and see if there's any. The Willis McGahee Bowl Saturday night, Ravens-Bills.
Ravens-Bills,
like that.
Okay.
Browns-Chiefs.
Buccaneers-Saints. I feel like there's probably...
Well, I mean, they have division rivals, so...
Right, and then Jameis Winston revenge game.
Sure, why not?
How about just Tom Brady revenge game from the fucking 2 games he got slaughtered this year?
2 is 5. Name the other 3 losses by the Buccaneers.
All right.
Bears.
Giants.
Saints twice.
No, they beat the Giants.
No, they beat the Giants. They lost to...
2 Saints, Bears.
2 Saints,
They
Bears.
sweep the Falcons?
They swept the Falcons.
Swept the Panthers?
Swept the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
They beat the Bears.
The Broncos.
They lose to the Broncos?
Oh, no. They beat the Broncos.
They killed the Broncos. It was Jeff Driscoll.
I remember that game. Yeah,
that game was the most forgettable game of my life.
They beat the Lions. They beat the Vikings. They beat the Packers. Killed them. They lost to the Chiefs.
Yep.
Chiefs?
24-21, something like that.
They should have lost to the Chargers. Didn't. That's 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those. Whoever they played in the NFC West, they lost to. Rams. They lost to the Rams on primetime at home.
Very good.
24-21.
That's right. That's right.
21. Or 27-24. The over was 51 and it pushed.
Push.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else in the Ohio State game?
Go Bucks.
Please don't. I can't stand Twitter if Ohio State wins. The Browns, I was happy for Nathan for a split second, and then I saw a big Bengals fan. He's like, trust me, root for the Steelers. It's like, if you didn't grow up in the 80s and 90s when the Browns fans were at their peak,
pieces of trash.
What? I'm blanking on my mind's mud today. What's the word? You can't stand them.
Abhorrent.
Annoying.
Yeah. I don't know. Fuck it.
Pick obnoxious.
Yeah. Obnoxious is fine. But
okay.
yeah,
let's use that.
He's like, if you weren't alive during then, that's what you'll start to get now. And I'm like, you're
God.
right, because I was in Athens when the Browns were 6-4, and it was the end of the world.
Yeah. You bought a backups jersey.
Oh, that was great. What's next, Zach?
We're going to look ahead, just real quick, lightning round on these because we got some other stuff we want to talk about. Saturday, 4:35, Rams-Packers. Thoughts, Shelby?
Bet the underdog.
The underdog.
Sean McVay is a top 5 coach.
Yeah. He is.
Which isn't a hot take, I think, but finding Brandon Staley when he wasn't even resume, his, he was just a linebackers coach.
Mm-hmm.
Finding a defensive coordinator that knew how to stop his defense or his offense that took him to the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and completely switching from a powerhouse offense to a defensive team.
Yeah, legit. You have to have some moxie to be no, we're not going to run it the way that the people who perform the best at their job is not doing the things that just because it's the way it's always done. And so Sean McVay literally just took away what he was good at to be almost kind of more conservative, but just win the ball games close.
It's going to be 25 degrees. Zach.
33, high 33, low of 19, partly cloudy.
Okay.
It's an afternoon game, but it's snowing the day before. Maybe something weird happens and that snow gets pushed into Saturday.
Yeah, I just can't wait to watch everyone, listen to, game prep for this and everyone say, oh, the Rams are going somewhere cold. It's obvious.
6.5 point spread. You have an over/under set at 45.5 currently.
Big.
Packers are going to Super Bowl. What's the spread?
6.5.
6.5. Yeah.
6.5. God,
they're they got Bills juice on them. The spread's -110, but they're adding in some extra points because the Packers have been so good.
Yeah, it's
exactly what they did with the Bills.
-6.5 is -115.
No, I already teased the Packers down the money line.
Yeah, I would. If you're gonna bet the Packers, do it in a tease parlay.
And that's the thing. In the regular season, no fucking way are the Packers 6.5 point favorites. No. I'm sorry, they're maybe 4.5, 3.5. It's just the playoffs. They have them juiced. And I'm not falling for it like I did with the Bills. I'm not doing it.
Next game, Saturday, 8:15, night game for my boys. I am very excited that they ended up playing Buffalo, as I said before. You don't want to play the Chiefs till you have to.
Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson white sleeve revenge game.
You don't hate it, but they will be able to see the ball better though.
Right.
Shouts out to the Rams racist. Okay, Buffalo minus or San Francisco. Or was it Rams? It was the guy who said that.
It was San Francisco.
San Francisco. Yeah. Okay, I knew it was a California team. All right, Bills -1.5. This opened at 2.5, right?
Yeah.
Moved a whole point already.
Yeah.
A lot of Ravens money coming in after Lamar Jackson's first playoff win, and then we have the over/under set at an astronomical 50. Maybe not so much. Take the over on that one.
That's whose music is that? Wrestler.
Oh, the Undertaker. So you're taking the under. You like under 50? Okay,
I do.
I took the under in the last game, and that fucking dick smashed.
Right.
So maybe this is you saw what happened in the Colts Bills game. I see a similar situation there. Maybe it goes over, but I definitely like the Bills -1.5.
I like the Ravens to win.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Their money line is +106, so just take them +1.5. It's -108.
They both just got their first win in the playoffs, is what me and Zach were talking about before you joined, Shelby. They've got over that hump, so it's like that 2018 draft class. I think kind of like the over. Kind of like the over in that game.
Yeah. All right, moving into Sunday, 3:05.
This isn't like official Boardwalk, right?
No, we're done. Boardwalk's over, isn't it? We were talking about that.
Boardwalk's not over.
Oh, I thought
we do that throughout the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay. I thought we were done.
We're tied for the lead, and Scotty's like 3.5 back. Pick'em might be done. I have a 2-game lead, and there's.
Oh, you want to call it with the lead?
Well, I mean, there's 4 games to pick from this week, and then there's going to be 2 next week.
Our only shot is to just fade you on everything.
Well, I guess.
Just crossfire the shit out of you.
All right, we can still keep going.
Well, no, that's okay. I don't really want to do Pick'em anymore.
Well, the guiding light is that the winner of Pick'em gets a bottle of liquor, and you'll end up probably drinking most of it. Because I won't drink as much.
Yeah.
I'm
going to give you Southern Comfort.
You say that, but now these last 2 weeks, like I haven't drank during the week. I'm only drinking on the weekends now.
Golf clap.
So.
Grab
New
me.
Year, New Year, do me. So, well, I don't want to get too much in the weeds on the spreads on these if we're just going to come right back and do Boardwalk. So,
well, let's just do it from like you're on the NFL Network and you're picking the Chiefs to beat the Jets, and it's your lock of the week.
Yeah. Looking at the divisional round game first divisional round game, AFC.
No way the Browns are 10.
Browns are now +10 against the Chiefs.
Oh my God,
that's wild.
Wow.
And then you have the over/under set at a whopping 56.
54.5 last night.
Yeah. This is how they fucking get you.
I know,
dude.
right? It's like, hey, they dangle this shit in front of you, and you're like, I love this under, and then it goes to like 78 points. Like, eat dicks. What do you guys?
I was just gonna say it.
Right?
The Browns can't win.
They can't win, right?
There's no fucking way.
They can't.
And I'm telling you, there's just no fucking way.
It's recency bias. We just watched him play last night. Now all I have is images of Nick Chubb running and not running out of bounds, but actually going into the end zone this time.
In Kansas City had a week off. Patrick Mahomes had the whole team had a week off, and I think the worst thing for the Steelers was that Ben didn't play Week 17.
I don't think it's the worst thing.
I think that was the reason that they lost was Ben missed a week, and that
I think it's just a couple of football plays happened, Zach.
Couple football plays,
couple tip balls. What if one of Patrick Mahomes' passes got tipped last year in the playoffs when they were down?
He would still come back and fucking shred you.
Probably.
I mean, they won by 10.
He would get like he'd have like a 3rd and 17, turn it into a 4th and 3, and then throw a slant over Tyreek Hill in the fucking middle.
I can tell you right now, I will have a Browns +10 ticket if it stays that way.
I'm gonna tease them like +17. They'll lose by 21, and that'll be the ruin for my teaser.
I will have a +10 ticket, fading the Chiefs, who haven't covered in like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what?
I see like that Falcons. It's gonna look a lot like that Falcons game, I think.
I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's not going to be 10.
No.
Other than the spread drama, you know what this game, like just classic, like the Browns can't win, right? You know what this game kind of reminds me of, and I think I might have mentioned it at one point. The Packers when they were 15-1, and after winning the Super Bowl, they go off the next year 15-1, MVP Rodgers, and it's just, I mean, everything's chalk. The only loss that year was actually to the Chiefs in Arrowhead. And then they go and lose to the Giants, who go on and win the Super Bowl. Are the Browns this year's Giants?
I fucking hope not.
Well, Zack and Nathan were over here talking like Ravens-Browns AFC Championship game. And I was like...
Oh, my God.
Just because they aren't ending up playing each other in the next round. I was like, it's not
like... Dude, these upsets happen, and we like every week a big upset breaks up a money line parlay that we all have. And then it's like... and then we just do it again the next week.
Right.
The Chiefs can't beat the Browns. Come on.
Yeah.
I might sell points on the Browns, like down to 8.
Yeah. Evening game, weirdly at 6:40, not a Sunday night game?
It's Sunday. There's kids at COVID, the whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Wear your mask. Do the right thing. Okay. Opened at, what was it, 2.5, right?
No, it opened 3.5.
Opened 3.5, down to 3.
Ooh.
A lot of Bucks money coming in.
Zach knows how to read lines. He makes sure everyone knows it.
And then we've got the over/under set at 51.5.
Dong.
Everything's over 50 except for at 50 or more, except for that Rams-Packers game.
Hey, Dad, I'm taking the Packers. Please love me.
Can you just do it? Can you do a teaser with all unders?
Yeah, that's
probably gonna
that's
cash.
the only way I'll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
You're looking at damn near 60 and all of these.
I like under in like almost every game. But like I said, I'm reading the board like the board's in Japanese, so I don't know what to bet.
Right. Okay. Do you want to just go right into Boardwalk? We can go over what our records were. What? Do you want to talk more about that game?
Are we doing Boardwalk today? Don't we have another show?
Oh, that's
this
true.
week?
We do. Yeah, we don't have to talk about Boardwalk.
How about tonight's game?
It's
You got. I think we all like the spread, right?
Yeah.
Ohio
Well, we
State.
all took it
Yeah.
on Thursday or Friday whenever we recorded last. You took over. And
75
Zack,
and a half.
or Scotty and I each took Ohio State.
Let's see where
Scotty, you and I each have Ohio State +8.
has it moved?
Yep.
I have it
Moved
written
down to
Is that
75. It was 75 and a half.
You can have 75.
Now it's 9.5.
Well, if you give Scotty and I +9, we'll give you 75.
I don't think it matters. 75 and a half, 75. I think it's gonna go way over.
Opportunity to push.
That. Yeah, I love an opportunity to push. I'm just saying. I don't think it's gonna matter. If it's gonna go over, it's gonna go over by more than 3-4 points. But that's just me.
All right, so we good there? You got 75.
Cool.
Scotty and I have.
It's 9.5 right now.
Scotty and I have +9.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's 9.5 right now. In
Yes,
Northburg.
minus 112.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Okay.
That's starting in a minute.
I know, right? So do we want to save the? You want to do the NBA thing, or you want to save that? We're kind of at.
I'd love to save that.
We're at like 50 minutes. Yeah, we're going to talk about expansion stuff on the next episode. And then also looking ahead to other segments. We've got a lot of batch talk that we've been missing out on. And also...
I can't decide what was worse, the ending of The Bachelorette or the ending to A Teacher.
Oh, God. Both sucked.
A teacher was worse.
Absolutely it was. But we'll get into that when we record
Right,
later.
and then also we're gonna start talking about the Harry Potter films.
Yeah.
We episode by episode we're gonna watch, or whenever we get time to watch those movies.
Right. Because you want to watch them together.
Yeah,
I would love to.
Yeah,
because I fucking love Harry Potter.
If this Ohio State game goes bad tonight, we might be watching Sorcerer's Stone tonight.
I'm holding you to that.
If if this game gets to 21 points,
So you're passing
Bama,
the sticks.
I'm saying, yeah. If we get 21,
You get 21.
How quickly I turn that TV off, make your head spin.
Oh, okay. Manchester.
By the sea.
Okay.
Is that our show?
That's our show.
That's
Hey,
our
Zach.
show. Yes, sir.
OH.
IO, baby.
Scott, you're so fake. You're so fucking fake. I live in Columbus, so
But LeBron can literally eat 10 dicks.
I want to root there because, I live by the skew.
Clanfro.
Alright, here we go. There's a little place where the sun sleeps late and pulls himself a shot of tequila. It's a little place called Pleasure Island. That's where I'd like to feel ya. It's easy to find just beyond the last wave, where the dolphins and whales are up mating. Sail all day and all night and then take a hard ride. That's where I'll be awaiting. Pleasure Island, island of pleasure. No need to stop and think. Pleasure Island, a beautiful treasure. Come on down and have a drink.